Lunatic Astrology. I am your astrologer, Lori Lothian, and today I want to talk about a Venus sextile Mars dance in the sky for a very long time. That is a signature of something in your life that may have happened back in April of 2021, and this is going to continue and in a very interesting way all the way through to next February and March. Venus and Mars are doing a dance together in the sky, and that means love and money flow. Now, the November 21 to 28 is called a sextile dance, and they're together holding hands in the sky, swirling around each other on November 21st, 24th, and 27th, in terms of this being an exact touching point with each other. And yeah, it's kind of an overall theme from all the way from about November the 20th until about the 29th. And you're going to feel this love is in the air, love is in the air. And the kind of love that's happening here is friendliness. Sextiles are the nature of Venus. The two are friendly. It can bring you some friendliness in your love life and in your money life as well. Now, also, before I go ahead and tell you about more detail about the sky for all of us, and then the all signs, don't forget, please like and subscribe. And if you look below in the description box, you'll know that we just had a Taurus eclipse, lunar eclipse, and you can watch my video, link in the box, goes into in-depth content for all signs for today's eclipse. I'm recording on the 19th. As well, I have what was I going to say? I have a sale on right now for eclipse reading. Talks about the next 18 months of your life, and it's only $111, and instead of $150, which is my normal rate for an hour of my time on Zoom. Check the link below if you're interested in understanding how these eclipses are affecting you all the way through to summer of 23, the new Taurus Scorpio axis. All right, so let's start out. I want to say this, I find that, Venus is a necessary ingredient in enjoying our lives. And I have a strong Venus in Taurus, which means I love my wine and my pleasure and my sensuality and my things that make me feel good, sensual delights, because it's earthy. But we went through a period where Venus didn't connect with Mars at all throughout the entirety of 2020. They just kept missing each other. They never perfected an aspect by transit to each other at all. And I think that was emblematic or symbolic of how it felt to live through 2020. We were all cloistered. We were all afraid of friendliness, afraid of connecting, afraid of loving up each other because we had a pandemic. It was the first year and nobody knew for sure how serious this was. And we were all afraid of each other, really. And we really didn't socialize. And Venus sextile Mars is for socialization, sexiness, friendliness, and fun. But it's also for money flow as well. So go back to April 6th, roughly. Let's say the week of April 6th. What were you doing? Because that was when Venus in Aries was sextiling Mars in Gemini. And Venus is in her detriment in Aries, so it may not have been the best. In fact, I think I was going back, I remember being involved with somebody romantically, sort of, like we were connecting online, but we weren't sure if this was going to happen. And Venus in Aries, she's just not in her feminine wiles, and she's kind of full of her tomboy vibe. And I have a feeling and I remember that thing just fizzled, right? It didn't really go anywhere. And for me, that makes a lot of sense because Mars was in my house of romantic love and Venus was in my house of Zooms and onlines and phone calls. And in fact, I think we were tangoing around Clubhouse at the time, the app. Now, here's the thing. This time, however, it's a bit of a different story. Mars is in dignity in Scorpio, and Venus is just fine in Capricorn. She doesn't mind it. She's got like her 1980s shoulder pads. She loves finer things. She likes beauty that lasts. She likes, your mink coats and stuff, your fine furniture. She's got really good taste in things. And she also only wants love that's lasting. So when she's going through Capricorn, which she's doing now since November 5th to March the 6th, she prioritizes sturdy, solid, lasting love. That's what she's all going for, and money as well. So then what do you mean lasting money? Well, ways that you can create money in your life and resources and wealth that has a solid foundation, that's not a risky investment, that goes the distance, that you can rely on and all of that. So right now, she is just getting ready to make her first touch point on the 21st to Mars. And this is going to be, and this is happening when Venus is in what we call the retrograde period of her shadow of her retrograde. She will retrograde on December 19th. So she's kind of also telling us that whatever she does with Mars now, she's going to do again later, because the two of them don't just sextile each other, which is 60 degrees away. But oh my God, starting on Valentine's Day 2022 through, honest to goodness, to March the 6th or so, they are absolutely beside each other. Yes, they go in and out of that perfection, but for the most part, there is a sustained conjunction between the two of them. They're not just, I'd say the sextile is like the square dance, and the conjunction is like the tango. So somewhere in your life, you're going to tango really powerfully with money and love, and pleasure and values and desires during that time. But she's getting you ready for it now with her friendliness connection to the Mars storyline. Now, Mars can be what you want to take action on, what your decisions are, where you want to get something done, what you're passionate about. In Scorpio, in dignity, he's got a lot of strength and vim and vigor. After November 22nd, he's rising. It's called his heliacal rise into visibility around the 15th degree of the sign of Scorpio. And it depends on which system you use. 15 degrees is usually a very light visibility some places in the world, but he's becoming visible more and more and more and more throughout into December and January. Excuse me, guys. So a visible Mars is a strong Mars, and Venus will be tangoing with him. So, but right now she's doing the square dance this week. So I'm going to go through the all signs for this week, but I want you to think back to what was going on in love and money things for you in the first week or two of April, week of April. And I want you to ponder how once Venus gets together with Mars in Capricorn, where she's going to be meeting him directly on February the 14th, where Mars is exalted. This is a sign of his VIP home. It belongs to Saturn, but he's exalted there. So he's getting super VIP treatment, and Venus is there to welcome him. What is going to be welcomed into your life that has to do with your passion, your ambition, and your drive, but also your pleasure, your fun, your play, your wealth, your love, and your money? Let's do the all signs. And I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. I will say that the last conjunction of Venus and Mars will be in the 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is way down the chute in the first week of March. But the interesting part about that is that's exactly where the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happened, initiating that Aquarian zone of your chart. So I love the way they finish off like a kind of a flourish, like, you know, what's that show with the dancing people? The ones where Sean Spicer was dancing, what's it called? It's like America's Got Talent for dancers. They're finishing with an Aquarian flourish, okay, in early March as they dance together at 0 Aquarius. Okay, so let's get ahead of this thingy and let's talk about all signs. Am I going to share the picture for you guys? Maybe I will, give me a sec. What I just want to do is delete all the peripheral unimportant planets so it doesn't look too, I don't know, cluttered. Yeah, cluttered for you. Sorry, I'm going to display it. I want to get rid of a bunch of muck before we do all signs. Don't forget, please like and subscribe and share. I'm really excited. My channel's getting a little bit of action, a little bit more traction lately, and that really is exciting for me because I've been doing this. I had this channel since 2011, guys. Then I was doing all this stuff about enlightenment and ascension and awakening, and then I switched to astrology with a radical left turn back in 2019. And I literally went from getting like thousands of views on my ascension stuff and event wave stuff and all of that, and then I went completely off the rails, and I would like put a video up and I get like 10 views or something. So it was a really hard algorithmic switch when I did it. I'll have to say that it killed the algorithm. All right, so thank you for, by the way, listening. I don't want to complain. I really value all of you. I don't need a big channel, just a very engaged group, which all of my listeners are, but please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. I'd love to have you aboard, and check my newsletter out below. Get a 30% discount off any reading with me as soon as you sign up. And you get entered into a draw each month. It's a weekly forecast newsletter, a free winner of a free reading once a month. And also you get a free course from me called the Annual Profections course, all when you sign up for my newsletter. It comes out every Sunday and it talks about in depth the week ahead. All righty. Enough of that. Let's do the all signs. And let me just show you the sky. I don't know if I'm going to show you the sky through the whole thing, maybe not. But I'll just start out like this, or maybe I will. So here's the sky on March 6, 2022, which is not where we want to be. I was just advancing the chart to see how those two are doing at 0 Aquarius next March. So let's move us back in the sky to the now time-ish, and get away from the far-flung future. All right, and let's get it ahead by a couple of weeks. Thanks for your patience. Okay. All right, sweeties, let's go ahead and take a peek at some of the sky action and talk about the beauty of what's going to be happening here. This is the day before that perfecting movement of Venus will go. She's a faster moving planet, so she's the one creating this aspect, and she will move a step ahead and look back over her shoulder at Mars, and that is a waning or non-applying sextile, but it still counts. And you know, I like that she's looking over her shoulder at him, because to me, it's like going back over some kind of connection that she had with him in April that kind of misfired around money or around love. You know, I even had a money problem back in April due to taxes. So this is like her repair job with Mars and what happened back in April. Now, for each of us, this story is going to happen in a different area. And I think I'll just keep the sky up for you guys, okay, and not change it up. I think it's worth doing it this way. So let's do it. So first of all, we'll start with Libra, because you guys are Venus ruled, and why not start off with one of the Venus ruled signs? So if your rising sign, which is always the most accurate, guys, rising sign first, then you can look at your sun and moon sign as sort of padding it or icing on the cake. If you're born at night, your moon might be more accurate. If you're born when the sun is above the ascendant descendant horizon, thus a day baby, your sect light is the sun, and therefore the sun might have a little more accuracy for you. So there you go. So that's to be investigated by you. You should check it out. All right, so here we go. Libra, sun, moon, and especially rising sign. This tango between Mars and Venus in their sweet love affair is, let's put it at head by day so you can see how exact it starts off. There we go. And Maya on the 21st, this is a 14-degree Venus, okay? If I move it up by a minute, which I'll do just for our visuals, I'm sorry about that. She's just about to switch to 14 degrees. So, sorry guys, I am in slow-mo today. I feel really tired today. And in that eclipse last night, oh my God, the dreams that I had were insane, okay? Like crazy ass dreams. Okay, but now I've lost my Libras. All righty, let's back it up, Libra. Libra, sun, moon, and ascendant. Mars will be kissing Venus at 14 degrees, from 14 degrees of Scorpio to 14 degrees of your fourth house. Now, this is your Venus is going to spend 4 months, Libra, in your home of real estate, your mother, your family of origin, the land you live on, the things you do in your private domestic life. She's trying to bring refined pleasure, solid decisions and actions around money made from home, or investments in the home, or things to do with real estate transactions. And as she's going through here, it's also an inner life place. It's one of the 3 moksha houses. So, you know, wanders in the wilderness, dark night of the soul, you know, diving deep into your own interiority. So she may help you with a lot of things that have to do with individuating basically from your family of origin. And while she's going through here between November 5th and March the 6th, with a retrograde in between, but that'll be another video, this is the beginning of her retrograde shadow. And Mars is kissing her in a sextile. I say for a lot of you Libra people, what this could look like is a financial breakthrough that Mars is trying to help you with during this week ahead. And of course, don't forget, it doesn't really wane until around the 29th of the month of November. And you may be feeling like Mars is giving you a chance to take action and make some serious decisions around your profession, your earnings, your vocation, your voice, your values, second house things. And sometimes Mars is spending a lot of money when he's in a second house placement, but he needs to spend that money to make the money. So don't be afraid of that. Because of his harmonious flow with Venus, she's keeping him in line to make sure that these are reliable investments or spending, that, you know, these will help create enduring wealth and lasting beauty in your life. When it comes to love stories, if you're going to meet somebody during the sextile and later on the tango in Capricorn, which could very well happen February and March, February 14th, you know, March 7th, when they're spending so much time in a tight tango, can you believe it's Valentine's Day? You would meet somebody in your homeland, like I don't mean your country, I mean like your city, you know, the neighbor, like really close to home, okay? Or somebody from your childhood, or somebody that in the same homeland ethnicity as you, and just in case, you know, you've gone abroad, then this could be somebody from your home and native land. All right. And my mic is moving by itself. Sorry. So that's what I have for you. Get ready for love, homebrewed love, and or good financial decisions regarding real estate and spending and career and voice and vocation. And go back to April, what might have misfired then that could refire in a now very powerful way in love and money stories. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. So you guys are having this Mars, your ruler for Scorpio rising and sun and moon, but your ruler in the first house of your identity. This is where he's rising at 50 degrees of Scorpio around the, the 22nd, 23rd of November, and giving you a 2-year lease on life that's all about you rising. You Scorpios are, oh my God, going to kill it over the next 2 years in terms of however you define success. However, this time, this is an engagement this week with Venus, and Venus is looking at her over her shoulder at Mars in your house of your body, your identity, your personhood. And she's like winking at him and setting him, blowing him kisses. And don't forget, sextiles are the nature of Venus, and that she's good at them. And this is very friendly energy from the house of your neighborhood, your aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, at third house, skills-based learning, and online world. Like, this is definitely a Tinder thing. So if any of you are looking for love, all of those places are good places for it to happen. Like your sibling introduces you to someone, or and short trips and travel, but like little trips and travel, right? I mean, don't mean like far-flung places, usually domestic, usually places you've been to before, that kind of thing. So anything going on this week for any Scorpios that involve travel, that involves siblings, that involves your local neighborhood or the online world, the online dating world, can yield a new love story. When it comes to money, Venus would bring you money through things that you're doing online. So a lot of you, if you're an online person or you're teaching something, you could get money coming to you from Venus in a flowing way during the next week ahead. And finally, Mars is good at executive decision-making power. You are wielding that. I mean, you've got this going since October 30th, and you get, now that he's visible, it just picks up a notch. So you might make some strong decisions about things to do with your local neighborhood, about a female sibling, or about a woman in your neighborhood. And so if you're looking to hook up with somebody that is a female that you're attracted to, you're going to feel like you have the command and the chutzpah to make the first move. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign, you guys have Mars in the 12th house, where he'll be all the way through until his end point there. When does he leave again? I had it written down. Let's see, he got there October. He leaves in January. No. Sorry, I'm having one of those moments. When did he get into Scorpio? When does he leave? Well, anyway, he's been in Scorpio for a while, October 30th to around December 13th. And so you've got a lot of 12th house Mars action right now. And Mars is all about, decisions and actions and movement and taking things away, ending, cutting, and severing. Now, having him here could mean that somebody could be in the hospital or not faring very well with their health, mental, emotional, or physical, and you might be called to take action to support them. Sure, that could be true. The 12th house is foreign shores and lands that you can generate revenue from and business, and Mars is going to pick up all the energy there. So if you're on PayPal, Stripe, that could be really good for you, Sagittarius. And for some of you, you may need to take a trip. Mars is about adventure and travel to a foreign shore during this, until mid-December. When it comes to the Venus love story, you can see that sextile to Venus, and that's the first of 3 at 14, 16, and 18 degrees this week. You can see that he's looking at Venus and she's looking at him, and what they're doing is they're generating some kind of revenue story. There's no doubt about it. You could get a promotion with Venus in your second house here, but she'll be, don't forget, there until early March. You could also be you might be able to persuade or convince or sell or seduce people to give you money, basically, and help you with your financial gains in your life. Now, she is in a trine to the 10th house, so she is supporting your career and helping you advance there as well. And the way the two of them are talking to each other in the sky this week, it could be something like a backroom deal 12th house being hammered out with you and somebody in the place of work or money flow for you in a harmonious flowing way that creates a new lasting and enduring financial agreement that you can abide by and be very happy to receive. There's a beautiful light outside my apartment right now. It's like eerie, guys. It's just eerie. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked. We've been having weird weather in Vancouver. It's almost tropical, like cyclone. We have big storms and then all of a sudden it's like gone. Whereas what Vancouver normally has is dreary days of endless rain. That's not been the case. Climate change is here. So anything else? If you want to fall in love with somebody, start looking for foreign shores, foreign lands connections, or somebody that may be coming to you through your work environment. And if you're already with somebody, then don't do that. Let's just keep going, eh? Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Venus is giving you a lot of power between November the 5th and March the 6th or so when she's in your first house, even though she will retrograde for a bit of it. And that'll be another video for her 40-day retrograde. The gist of it is you are powerfully persuasive, seductive, charismatic, appealing, and popular. And people are really looking to you and seeing that you have this kind of earthy Capricornian success vibe. We can say wealth and status vibe that appeals to people. To use Venus here during this time, you would be very well advised to get what you want and go for it and be willing to persuade and to charm others in order to get it. Now, this week in particular, Mars in the 11th house, which can be friends, allies, and benefactors, sometimes colleagues at work, and the hopes, dreams, and wishes house, he could be a male or a powerfully ambitious person in your larger social circles this week who steps up to support you or to help you get your Venusian desires met regarding what you want to create in your life, especially the 11th house, which is great financial gain from your career. So you might be able to count on a Martian, a Mars-like character, being a real ally and advocate and champion for you in some way that enhances your work profile. Mars likes to cut things away, and he could cut away an old dream and or ambition or goal in the 11th house, but that's okay because you'll come up with a new one that's much, much better. And lastly, this is not so bad for getting yourself beautified, a new wardrobe. And Mars would be like, yeah, let me show you a friend could say, you got, this salon is the best in the entire city. You got to check it out. Or, have you heard about the amazing high couture items of great refinement, half price? Because that has a great gain. So you get it at half price, down the street. So this is kind of a sweet aspect. This is a hopes, dreams, and wishes as well vibe. So Venus can be very fairy godmother here and help you receive your a genie in a bottle vibe of something you really desire that feels like a bounty or a great gain. Continuing on. Here's my sign. I'm a rising Aquarius. So Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign especially. Venus will spend a lot of time, 4 months in our 12th house. She just got there November the 5th, and you can see she'll be there, well, I'll tell you, till March the 6th. This is really good for rehab. I just had the Amy Winehouse, gonna go to rehab. No. She wants you to get responsible and dutiful around pleasure, especially addiction, self-undoing, and self-defeating pleasures. She also could mean that a female that you know might be ill, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, but likely physically. It's the house of hospitals, and you may need to attend to an ill female. This would be not one of your children. Venus would represent a friend, a friendliness friend. I may not just be a female, it could be a male, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men have very feminine energy. You also could have because it's not really masculine, it's not gender. Venus represents the feminine principle. So some feminine type person may need your attention because they may be faring poorly between now and March 6th. However, the other part of the story this week is Mars in your 10th house of career, really helping out some kind of new development in the career path for you. Now, this could really escalate this week, that something specific starts to heat up and you take strong action and you have strong momentum. Mars and Scorpio in your career house, and Venus is pitching down from the 12th house. What are 12th house things? Revenue from foreign shores, conducting business from foreign shores. Therefore, PayPal and Stripe people like me, that would be that. It could also be people in the back end, like women particularly, doing backroom deals and secret negotiations with you to help your career flourish and your reputation and your status. And I love that this week, you know, as Mars is up in Scorpio in your 10th house, you know, he's getting ready to the grand finale. We'll see that come on the 29th of November when Mercury goes into the heart of the sun. I can't wait to do a video for that as well. So I love that your career is taking off, even though you may not see all the fruits of it yet. You probably see the real fruits of it when he enters into Capricorn and then later on connects with Venus in February. He will enter Capricorn on January 25th. And funny enough, I'm launching a new program around that time, or around February 4th. And what else can I tell you? I think that that's about it when it comes to love. If you're going to fall for somebody, it's somebody in the office, the workplace, a higher power, authority figure, a colleague, a coworker at work, or somebody from a foreign shore and land, or you are, yeah, that's about it. And if you're already with somebody, then, you know, it's not really about new love. You're going to deepen the love that you already have, the friendliness between you and that person. You'll do it in the bedroom. Bedroom pleasures is a 12th house meaning. So you're kicking up the bedroom pleasures, some of you Aquarians. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising signs. So what happens here is that Venus in your 11th house of your aspirations, your wishes, your hopes, and your dreams, your future vision of your life, your 11th house, also pennies from heaven and great gains from your career, will attempt between November 5th, she's there for a long time, remember, and March 6th to up the game in those areas, especially the money game from your career. And you could have some unexpected luck around money, pennies from heaven, pennies from heaven. It could be a lottery win, it could be an inheritance, I don't know, but you could have a chunk of money, like it feels like a windfall coming during that time, Pisces. Now, her love affair that she's making big batted eyes and blinking at, you know, and seducing and smiling at Mars in the 9th house of foreign shores and foreign lands, as well as book publishing, higher purpose, dharma, your calling in life, the house of God, your spiritual life. It could mean that there's a lot of action coming from that area that's fortifying these great gains and this great aspiration of your purpose in life. Mars can sometimes also be the god that ends something up there. And maybe, like, for instance, you've been in it's a trip to a foreign land that gives you some more money, or it's moving from one land shore to another shore, or planning that, and that's going to elevate your financial status. If you're in the book publishing world, of course, this could give you a bestseller, honestly. Venus is in the house of fame, the 11th house, and Mars is in the house of book publishing. So all of a sudden there's a bidding war by agents, publishers, or your book goes out into the world and it starts to really sell. So that kind of thing for some Pisces who are writers. Oh yeah, that's really good. It's really good. All righty, let's keep moving. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm shaking my whole table here, my mic and everything. I don't know if you can tell. I'm like shaking it up. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign especially. You guys are having the Venus story in your 10th house of career, and she'll be there from November 5th to March 6th, giving you a lot of career juice. Nothing better than a benefic in the career house. Promotions and raises, favored by those in power, particularly women or people involved in Venusian professions. She wants to bring you lasting career, reputation, success, nothing but the best. Don't forget it. In my other Venus video, she's only in Capricorn for 4 months at a time every 8 years. Go back to 2013 and 14 to remember how she was 13, 14, yeah, helping you then, December 13 into spring of 14. I'm an Aries sun and moon, and my career was rocking at the time into a really new stratospheric orbit. So I get to experience this again. Yay. So you too can think about Mars, you know, winking at her and vice versa from the 8th house of money and occult mysteries and magic and all of that, secrets as well. Mars will spill secrets when he's in Scorpio. So you might come into the knowledge of something that was hidden from view. He's going to dig up the dirt between now and about 13th of December. But that aside, he's also taking action on your behalf in the financial arena. That's inheritances and investment money and tax rebates and all kinds of government money, excuse my hiccups. And this could also mean like winning money or something like that as well, because he could pull some energy from the 5th, but more or less because the sun is up here too, you could win some money. Oh, I've got the spinning wheel of death on my computer. Please tell me that's going to stop. You know that thing that Max can do where that spinning wheel happens? Oh, it stopped, thank God. I would also say that the energy between 8 and 10, it's really about powering up. I mean, it's about this week ahead is how can you power up your reputation and also your financial gain and hand in hand with each other. You could also, if it comes to the love story, have a secret back end love affair building up, because that's the 8th house, and it has something to do with maybe some connection to your purpose or your career, that, you know, there's somebody in the office that you're attracted to or they're attracted to you, but you guys are keeping it low key undercover for now. But you certainly maybe spilling the beans when Mars goes into Capricorn on January 25th and then starts tangoing with Venus. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign, you're going to experience this flirty square dance between Venus and Mars in your 7th house of your marriage partner, right? Or your significant other. Not too bad. Passionate Mars is there, but and then Venus. Now, normally Mars in your 7th house can cause sometimes disagreements and conflict with the one you're with, but not this week, not with that sextile to Venus. There's a lot of flow, play, fun, and harmony. And Venus is all about, let's take a trip to a foreign shore. Let's beautify our spiritual purpose together. Let's get down with our spiritual beliefs and our fundamental ideologies and share them with each other over a hot date night. Oh my goodness. Venus is money, and money from the 9th house is from courts. So court cases can rule in your favor, and legal documents are signed in the 7th. So this week, for some of you, Taurus rising, sun and moon, can be about taking possession of some sort of money from a legal court case resolution of some kind. And then also, if you're already in a relationship, this is very much taking the passion and the friendliness and making it into one soup of goodness in your current love relationship with your primary partner. Okay. It also could mean that your primary partner is going to be very ambitious and excited and having some good luck in their life as well, because that's where Mars sits. It's not always all about you, and you are celebrating with them their good fortune over the next week, and maybe planning a trip abroad, because sometimes that's what happens. It could be about the future. When would that trip take place? When Mars tangles with Venus in February and March, right? So when they're really close together. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. So you guys are experiencing the square dance of fun and play between Venus and her cosmic lover Mars. In your 8th house, Venus is there, November 5th to March 6th, bringing you greater money, and helping fortify your finances. Sometimes this could be Venus saying, let's buy a house. This is Venus investing in a crypto. This is Venus, well, not necessarily crypto and currency for you guys, because she's in Capricorn and traditional investments, but she's fortifying your finances during this very long, once every 8-year transit of 4 months in Capricorn. And just this week ahead, Mars from your 6th house of, okay, debts that are owed to you, legal agreements, debts that are owed to you, someone could pay you back. Your work, your workaday world, the routines of your life that you do, your health routines, your work routines. This is flowing energy. It could also be just somebody, a coworker or a colleague or somebody in the workplace is doing something that really supports you in the week ahead around the money story. Now for love, this is secret love affair stuff. Okay, so some of you Geminis are having some secret love affair, maybe, or infatuation ongoing this week with a colleague or coworker or an employee if you're an employer. So yay or whatever. Funny enough, pet grooming and things to do with pets is the 6th house. So maybe you could have a secret love affair brewing with the pet groomer that you take your dog or cat to. You know, you got to kind of be playful with this stuff. Moving on. All right, Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. For you guys, the love affair energy between Mars and Venus, the friendly square dance, is really impacting your primary love relationship with your significant other. Venus is trying to strengthen that for the next 4 months. If you've been feeling that your relationship isn't everything it should be, if you have one already, Venus will be doing a 4-month stay all the way through until March 6th to help strengthen your relationship to your marriage or spousal or common law or long-term partner. Now, she's also this week particularly enamored with Mars in the 5th house of sexuality, play, fun, romance. All right. So this is frisky. All right. For some of you Cancers, this is lovely. And if you're a single Cancer rising, sun or moon, this can spark a new love story that has the potential to go the distance and become a lasting and enduring love. So anything that percolates between now and the 29th of this month of November, keep your head up, man. This could be a very significant new love story, especially with eclipses going through your 5th and your 11th house for a year and a half starting now. A lot of you guys are getting ready for a big new love story to percolate. When it comes to money, Venus is in your 7th house, legal contracts, agreements, and spousal money in concert with money luck, Mars here, or investment money or gaming money, casinos and stuff like that is the 5th house. So some of you could just hit the jackpot this week, play the lucky number X and win some money. Alrighty. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So you guys are experiencing Venus frolicking here in Capricorn from the 5th of November to March the 6th in the house of your health and work protocols, or your colleagues and coworkers, or your employees if you're an employer. A lot of focus here on the environment of your work and trying the house of your career. She's really trying to stabilize something to do with your work routines and bring you work routines that you like, that you find valuable but pleasurable as well. And she's really going to dig into help you get that deal going where you actually like the routine and the rhythm of your work. She also strengthens your health when she's here and helps give you stronger health protocols. But this week ahead, she's dancing with her cosmic lover Mars in your 4th house of home. That's like where you live. Some of you might be saying to your boss, I want to work from home more often, or you might be doing some changes like building a home office. Mars likes to do construction when he's in the 4th house. So building out a space in the home just for you. You could have some arguments in the home normally with Mars down there, and you might have been feeling October 30th onward that you've been arguing with those you live with, but now this is a friendly energy and that arguing is going away and friendliness is prevailing in the home. And finally, when it comes to love, if you are at all single Leo, this is love in the workplace, love with a colleague, or love with somebody involved with health protocols that you're up to, that you would get a lot of momentum with them from the home environment. So this is probably a local love story that could brew in the week ahead. And if you're with somebody, have more sex at home. That's what it says, okay? Next. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign, you are my last but not least today, and you're getting the Venus-Mars dynamic dancing duo, swinging your partner round and round in a square dance between Venus and your 5th house that she likes to be in. It is the house of her joy, and she's there from November the 5th until March the 6th, giving you more play, more fun, more joy, more pleasure, more inspiration and more enthusiasm, but also in a lasting way, because Capricorn is, love that lasts, play that endures, it's like bringing things down to earth, in a positive way. Now, if you are a single Virgo, Venus for 4 months in your 5th house, especially retrograde December 19th to the 29th, that can bring back an old love affair from the past back into your life again, even if they just contact you. But in general, this is a transit that fortifies and strengthens existing love relationships, including your relationship with your children. And this week ahead, there is that sextile to Mars in the house of learning, skills-based learning, local neighborhoods, siblings, short trips, and travel. For some of you Virgos, this looks like a trip with a sexy, fun getaway, a romantic getaway, sometime by the end of this month with the one you love. This also strengthens the connection between your extended family and your beloved, and maybe your siblings are going to meet with that person, or your aunts and uncles are going to give their thumbs up or not. And this also could be a time in which Mars in the third house is really busy, right? As a Cajun house, you might be doing a lot of things in your neighborhood, moving around, doing things, taking action, and all of a sudden, if you're single, you're going to bump into somebody. It could be in the neighborhood, and you could fall in love with the barista at the Starbucks, or the, I don't know, the Uber driver. So exciting love sizzle here. So anything else? Money. Well, Venus is in a windfall house of money luck and speculative money luck and gaming, and she's there for a long, long time. But this sextile to Mars is really sweet. Why not go out and take some action in the local neighborhood and go to the lottery kiosk and buy a ticket? You're in a very lucky week, Virgos. Even if it's just a little bit of money from a scratch and win ticket or a scratch off ticket, why not go for it? I bet she'll win something this week. It'll be a sweet little delight, reminding you that the two of them are going to tango February 14th and onward. If you don't want a baby, be careful. Venus here can bring babies into being. So can Jupiter. Pregnancy is what I'm saying. Okay, that's about it. Thanks, guys, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check my description box for everything I have going on in my world. And I will see you on my next video. I'm going to do one on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, because you'll see why. I think she's going to move in to take his place sooner than later. Okay, ciao, ciao.